Hi, welcome to Life Skills with Louie. I'm Louie, and today I'm giving an introduction to what I'm calling 3 paths towards change. If you haven't watched the introduction to the Connecting to Clear series, which you're in, please do that to understand the purpose of this series, which is about changing habits. And if you haven't watched the introduction to the entire video series, please do that so you understand all 5 sections and when to use each section. So to give this brief introduction to 3 different areas that I'm calling paths towards change, I thought it was important to just make sure everyone had some basic knowledge of these realms, because I think they're easily understandable and anyone can take them up, and they're so helpful for really understanding the process of change and how it happens, so that you are getting out of the pattern of trying to force things or finding yourself at the wrong space, the wrong time. And so I hope this is helpful. So I have this little document here about these paths toward change, and there are 3 that we're talking about. One is harm reduction and abstinence. In DBT, Dialectical Behavioral Therapy, they use a term to combine these called dialectical abstinence, which might be a little fancy and not necessary for this purpose. In general, I just want people to know about harm reduction and abstinence, what they are, and how that manifests itself in the process of changing habits. The second path towards change has to do with motivation and the stages of change. There's a lot of amazing research and therapy that has been developed around this thing they call the stages of change, and I have found it so helpful in my own life and in my work, of course, and I really try to teach it to whoever I can, because it is very graspable and can avoid so much conflict, which never helps with change. The third path towards change has to do with journaling and tracking. Not mentioning this would be a huge oversight, because it's been a giant part of my life and a giant part of what I recommend to people. Not that it has to happen, but that it can be tremendously helpful. And so I thought it was important to highlight it. So I'll be talking about each of these 3 areas, all of which, when you understand them, you can have a better sense of what is the path that change tends to take, which can help it feel smoother and more understandable.